Hello, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. Thought I'd try something out today for the start of the video and take you out on a little bike ride. I apologise if the audio is bad. I've tried my best. I've got a little microphone and my sunglasses just here. It's a technique that I use in my other life as a sound recordist, recording dialogue. So I'm just riding up to the unit this morning. Got a few things to do. Got a small batch to inoculate. A bit of harvesting, although there is always harvesting every day. And I just thought I'd get the camera out. I've got a new action camera. Whoa! And show you around again a little bit. And show you what I've been up to and where things are at the moment. One of the things that I didn't explain on my last video was how this whole COVID-19 crisis has been affecting things for me. It was absolutely crazy timing because we'd just done our first farmers market. It was the first Saturday in March, if I remember right. It went really well, but it turned out to be the last farmers market for the foreseeable future. So it was our first and last for a while, which just it couldn't have been timed worse, really. And to be honest, I almost ended up having to close things down just because there wasn't enough money coming in. But I've reworked things. I'm tightening up the margins, which is what cycling to work is about. Trying to cut costs as much as possible, and I think I can get through this. In fact, I think it's actually turning out to be, a good thing, as I suspect it might be for a lot of small-scale local food producers at this time. So I've pivoted the business instead. Before I was going the normal route of, I was going to be selling to, restaurants, farm shops, and on my own farmers market stall. We've instead pivoted now to exclusively doing, door-to-door deliveries. Retail. Okay, so we're going back uphill now. So excuse the heavy breathing. So where was I? Yeah, so we were originally selling to restaurants, farm shops, or trying to sell to restaurants, farm shops, and our own farmers market stall. But obviously, all of that fell through in the space of about a week. Not only that, my other job that has been funding this whole enterprise as a sound recordist in the film industry, that also went under in the same week. So yeah, that was kind of an intense week. But as I say, we've pivoted to this door-to-door, retail model. And aside from being an absolute logistical nightmare, it seems to be going quite well. And at the very least, I'm having some really cool, positive interactions with people talking about mushrooms and whatnot. I'm getting things like lion's mane and enoki in front of people who've never seen them before, or even heard of them in a lot of cases. And the good news is, guys, there is a lot of love out there for mushrooms. You just need to get them in front of people. God, I better look like an absolute maniac talking to a camera on a bike. So I hope that worked okay and the audio wasn't too terrible. I've tried to keep the speed down on the bike to keep the the wind noise down. I don't know if you can see, I've got a little wind protector there in the glasses. So yeah, hopefully it's all right, and at least you can hear what I've been saying. That's if you even care what I've been saying. So yeah, I'm going to pull up at the unit shortly. So I thought I'll just give you a quick run through of what I do when I first arrive at the mushroom farm. First thing I usually do is top up the humidifier. That's usually the first thing that needs doing. So this hose normally needs to be connected onto here. It's already connected today. Got a bit of grain spawn soak in there, as you can see. This hose sends water over to my humidifier, and we'll go over into the fruiting room now. One thing I am going to have to do is I have this audio gear. This is a recorder and a radio wireless mic. The shipping container is so well insulated that the radio signal actually won't pass through the insulation. So I have to bring this whole rig inside with me so that the audio works, basically. So just changing the old Crocs. Got a pair for each room, which is good. Alright, so first things first is to turn the tap here, and then that fills up the humidifier. Takes a few minutes to fill it up usually, so while that's filling up I usually do my little checks. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. We've got some lion's mane here, we've got these enokis growing down here, which are looking great. They seem to be coping with the high temperatures quite well actually, which is really cool. Very excited about those. Yes, I've tried them for the first time yesterday actually. They are absolutely delicious. We've got some blue oysters here. We've got some lovely pearls back here lurking in the shadows. More pearls here. We've got some king oysters that look like they're pinning to me any day now, hopefully. Absolutely monster pin set coming out of that one there. That's impressive. And I've just noticed we've got some cheeky guys hanging out the back of the bloody shelf here as well. Look at that. Wow. That is mental. I've only just noticed that. We'll have to sort that out. But yeah, so that's my usual checks in the fruiting room. I usually just put my hand in here to check if we're full. Yep, there we go. Turn it off and away we go. So you go to all this extent of getting a bloody extension pole for the action camera and whatnot to make it more portable, and you end up carrying this bloody lot around with you. Typical. Probably a bit overkill, isn't it, really? But, you know, hopefully it sounds good. Right, so the next thing is to head over into the lab/incubator. Something worth talking about is the fact I've kind of changed up the way that I've been doing spawn. Instead of doing using grains as my G1 and G2 masters, instead of using grains as my G1, G2, G3 masters, I've actually just been using masters mix, which has been inoculated with my grain masters up here, which are straight from agar plates. Which are usually, the agar plates are usually sort of like generation 2, 3. So these are my master jars, and then these master jars go to these G1, 2 and 3 spawn bags, which, like I say, are just masters mix. The reason I'm doing this is because I can produce these alongside my bulk substrate, and it means I can do it all in one go. It removes the whole entire process. I actually did some tests where I sterilized grains in the steam sterilizer just to see if it worked, and it did seem to sterilize it enough because it didn't contaminate, but it also seemed to cook the grains too long, so they were too soft, and we ended up with a lot of moisture pooling at the bottom of the bag. And so I've gone over to this spawn, which is masters mix. I think if it works, I'll probably just do straight sawdust because it's a bit more contamination resistant. It's like less nutritious. It will take longer to colonize, but I think it will be more robust as a spawn, and safer from contamination. But yeah, I'll keep you posted on that. But with this setup, I have a pressure cooker. But I need to really, for the current scale that I'm at, I need to do probably 8 bags of spawn each week, and I can only do 6 in the pressure cooker, which would mean that I have to do 2 runs for bags and a run for grain jars, plus all the bulk substrate and everything else as well. It might not sound like a lot, but it all adds up. So otherwise we have we've got the usual stuff going on. We've got all of these are our bulk bags that we've got colonizing over here and all over here as well. That's where the audio gear lives. Got some enoki here. Now it looks very stressed to me, this enoki, and we're seeing a lot of metabolites. Especially in this one. Wow. You see all of that pooled up at the bottom there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is because we're quite warm in here. I think that is too warm for enoki, so we might actually have to say goodbye to these for the rest of the year, unfortunately, even though they've only just got here after such a long wait. it's just the way it goes sometimes. I'm not going to build a refrigerated incubator just for one strain. So, but we'll keep going and see if we can get away with it. I might try fruiting them on a less nutritious substrate. Perhaps that'll work. Could even be an interesting experiment to see if you could go from spore and see if you could get a unique set of genetics that was a bit more tolerant to the warmer temperatures. Speaking of temperatures, I did used to have it at what did we used to go? I had it at 21 degrees in the winter. Just that's not ideal, but it was just saving on the electricity bill a little bit. But now it's warmer, I can afford to take it up a little bit. And the nice benefit that has had is that all of the condensation seems to have gone down now. We had all of these plates here, and I couldn't, for the life of me, see what the hell was going on with them because of the condensation. But now I've taken the temperature up a few degrees, and that is not a problem anymore. You can see this one. I had a little bit of an accident. Whoops. But seems to be doing okay. Nice clone of a king oyster. It was a particularly meaty one. If I ever see a meaty mushroom, I like to clone it. So here we've got today's job. It's a little mini batch. The reason it's so small is I actually ran out of unicorn bags. Thankfully I had a delivery of another box today, so that is very good news. So I'm going to be doing this today. I think it's going to be pearl oysters and blue oysters that we're going to be inoculating today, because they're our bread and butter mushroom. If you're wondering what this bowl is in the back here, that is just a bowl of Master's Mix. I actually just had a little bit left over when I'd run out of bags, so I thought I'd try a little experiment. My theory is that you can actually get away with a lot less of this procedural stuff with bulk substrate, and especially if you're working with clean spawn to begin with. And if the idea with this substrate in this bowl is I'm going to put it in a tray. I'm going to lay it out in a tray, mix it with some grain spawn. Really just not be super clean about it. It's just been left out there overnight. And if I can get it to fruit, then it might be a way of getting like replacing the bags with trays or something like that. I'm just trying out a few things, because the bags are great. Do not get me wrong, the bags are great, but I just hate the waste. I just absolutely hate the waste. They're a wonderful tool, but we either need to get our hands on those biodegradable ones, or better yet, just find an alternative that's reusable, even if it is more work. I think while I'm at this small scale, it's definitely time to at least try and look for something along those lines. So that's me for today. I'm going to get cracking on with this lot. I am making some more videos this week. I am hopefully planning to make a video tomorrow about preparing bulk substrate, so you guys get to see how much of a ball ache it is to prepare hardwood fuel briquettes. So that should be fun. And yeah, I'm going to make lots more videos about all the things that you've seen here, all the things I'm talking about. I think it might be nice to do some, as we go through this whole COVID crisis situation. It's been a crazy time for everyone, and there's no different here with the mushroom business. I'm trying my best to keep it all going. So if people would like to just see general updates on how things are going, that's something I can do as well. But if that's really boring and you don't, then just tell me, or just don't say anything, and then I will stop. I'll only keep making these if people want me to. But I am enjoying it, so yeah. Thanks for watching again, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao.